Has it ever happened to you that you feel like your house is closing in on you? That no matter how much you clean, everything gets messy again? And when an unexpected visitor shows up, you panic because you don't know where to start? Today, I'm going to share 11 quick, inexpensive, and high-impact secrets to leave your house clean and tidy in just 30 minutes. Yes, only half an hour. So take note, because these tricks are the ones truly organized housewives use, the ones who never get stressed because they always have everything under control. First, start with what's visible. When you have little time and the house looks like chaos, the worst thing you can do is try to clean by zones. It's a mistake many of us make because we believe we'll make better progress that way, but in reality, the only thing you accomplish is wasting valuable minutes focusing on details while the rest stays the same or gets worse. The first thing you have to do is tackle what actually gives the sensation of mess, what's in plain sight. Visual clutter is the reason your house seems dirty even if it's not that bad. And here's the trick. Walk through each space as if you were an uncomfortable guest who notices everything. Don't stop to clean, just to pick things up. Go into your living room and do a quick scan. What items shouldn't be there? Shoes left by the sofa, plates with food scraps, coffee mugs forgotten in a corner, kids' toys, clothes thrown over a chair, loose papers, old receipts, misplaced keys. All of that, without exception, goes out. Don't waste time deciding what to do with each thing. Grab a big basket, a bag, or even an empty box and start picking everything up. The idea isn't to put each item in its final place, but to get it out of sight in seconds. That basket can temporarily go in a closed room or a discreet corner, but the area where people are received should be cleared. You'll be surprised how much better your house looks just by removing that. Because over 50% of the clutter we perceive is visual. What bothers us, overwhelms us, and embarrasses us when someone arrives isn't the dust bunnies under the couch, it's seeing things out of place. That visual effect weighs more than any dust on the shelf. When that first layer disappears, the house automatically seems cleaner, more spacious, and more organized even if you haven't done a deep clean. Also, this step is super quick and costs nothing. If you have kids, you can turn it into a 3-minute pickup game with music. If you're alone, do it with a timer. In 5 minutes, you can clear an entire living room. And watch out, don't get distracted reorganizing shelves or cleaning decorations at this moment. Just pick up and set aside. That decision to act fast, without overthinking it, is what lets you gain time and motivation because seeing the instant difference makes you want to keep going. It works the same for the kitchen. Dirty dishes to the sink or straight to the dishwasher, wrappers to the trash, misplaced cloths back to their place. In the bathroom, wet towel on the hook, loose cosmetics in the drawer. And in the bedrooms, clothes thrown into the hamper and shoes lined up or out of sight. It's a matter of visually sweeping the space and clearing it. The effect is immediate and not just for you. When someone walks into a house without things out of place, they automatically perceive it as a clean and cared-for home, even if you haven't vacuumed or cleaned the windows. And you yourself will feel mentally lighter. Because a tidy house reduces stress, and this first step is key to achieving it in minutes. Second, open the windows. This step might seem insignificant, but it's actually one of the most powerful. When a house has been closed for several hours, the air gets stale. The smells of the kitchen, the bathroom, shoes, old cleaning products, even the people living there all mix together. And even if surfaces are spotless, that stale air makes the place feel dirty, heavy, and unwelcoming. It's an uncomfortable sensation we don't always notice because we're used to our own home smell, but any person walking in will notice. That's why the second thing you should do before anything else is open the windows. As many as you can. Let the air flow and renew itself. You don't need to leave them open all day or even for a deep 30-minute airing. With just 5 minutes of cross-ventilation, your home's atmosphere changes completely. If you open windows across from each other, for example, one in the living room and another in the kitchen or hallway, a natural airflow is created that carries away old smells, suspended dust, and trapped humidity. That draft doesn't just freshen up the place, it improves the scent of your entire home without spending a dime. While the air circulates, you can move on to the next steps. It's the trick organized housewives use to always keep their homes smelling nice without burning air fresheners all day. And if you want to boost it, you can place a small container with hot water and a few drops of vanilla, lemon, or cinnamon essence near the airflow. That way, the scent will spread through the rooms as they air out. Another quick trick: if you can't open all the windows because it's too hot, too cold, or raining, at least crack a couple open. And if you have a fan, turn it on for a few minutes pointed toward an open window to speed up the air exchange. The difference ventilation makes isn't just about smell. Fresh air changes the emotional atmosphere of a house. A closed space increases feelings of overwhelm and mental fatigue. When the air gets renewed, even you'll feel more energized to keep cleaning. That's why you should never start tidying or cleaning with the house closed. Ventilating is like giving your home a breath of fresh air. In minutes, the spaces feel lighter, cleaner, and with a much nicer vibe. And all that, without moving a single cloth yet. Third, clean the most visible surfaces. This is where many of us go wrong. When we see clutter or dust, we tend to head straight for those forgotten corners behind the TV, between the decorations on the shelf, or emptying a cabinet to clean it thoroughly. But this is not the time for that. If you only have 30 minutes, what matters is what people can see. Because that's what creates the perception of cleanliness in your home. And believe me, no one is going to peek behind your bookshelf today, but they will see the dining table, the kitchen countertop, and the entryway table. So focus on large, visible surfaces: tables, living room furniture, countertops, open shelves, headboards, and nightstands. Forget about picking up small ornaments one by one. Just wipe everything down with a microfiber cloth, slightly dampened with hot water and a few drops of white vinegar. Why vinegar? Because it not only cleans, it also disinfects, eliminates odors, and leaves a natural shine on wood, glass, and lacquered surfaces. Plus, it's cheap, non-toxic, and you can use it without gloves. The secret is not to soak the cloth, but to leave it just barely damp, so there are no streaks and it dries quickly. With that cloth, go over all those surfaces that immediately catch the eye when you walk into a room. Wipe the dining table, chairs, TV stand, kitchen counter, side tables. If there's dust, it'll grab it. If there's a cup ring or a handprint, it'll take it off. And if you want the effect to be even more noticeable, finish by passing a dry cloth or paper towel over it to add shine. In the kitchen, for example, just clean the countertop, the microwave door, and the stovetop. That's it. Don't touch the cupboards or clean inside the oven today. In the bathroom, wipe down the sink, the toilet lid, and the edge of the shower or tub. Those areas make the biggest visual impact. The shine left by this superficial cleaning immediately changes the room's vibe. When everything you can see looks clean and gleaming, the house feels freshly tidied up even if you haven't touched the inside of a single cabinet. It's psychological, but it works. The light reflects better, the air smells fresher thanks to the vinegar, and you feel like you're making fast progress. If you come across a surface with stuck-on stains or fingerprints, just spray a little vinegar directly with a spray bottle, wait a few seconds, and wipe it. It'll come off effortlessly, leaving that clean, satisfying finish. And I repeat, don't waste time moving decorations or cleaning corners. Those are for when you've got extra time, not for a quick impact clean. The goal here is for anyone walking in to say, "Wow, your house is so clean," even if you didn't lift a single rug. Fourth, the cushion trick. This is one of those tiny details we sometimes overlook, but it makes a huge difference in how your home feels. I'll put it this way, you could have old dirty cushions, but if they're neatly arranged, the living room looks tidy. And conversely, you could have a brand new, spotless sofa, but if the cushions are tossed around, wrinkled, or squashed, the whole room feels messy and neglected. That's why this trick never fails. As soon as you've tidied up and aired out the room, go straight to the sofa. Don't just glance at the cushions from afar. Grab them, give them a good shake, get the dust out, pat them a couple of times to restore their shape. If they're too flat, set them on their side, flatten them a bit with your hands, and fluff them up. Then place them aligned and straight. If you've got two, one at each end of the sofa. If you've got four, two on each side, or arranged in a cross pattern. It depends on what looks best in your space. This simple move completely transforms the living room. Because cushions are like the frame for your home's face. When they're messy, the whole room feels neglected. When they're in place, everything else seems in harmony even if you haven't swept or mopped the floor yet. And here's a bonus touch. If you have throw blankets or decorative throws, the ones we use to cover up while watching TV or to dress up a space, don't leave them in a pile or tossed on the sofa. Fold them neatly. You don't need a complicated technique. Just fold them in 3 or 4, stretched out flat, and place them over an armrest, draped along the back of the sofa, or rolled up like a decorative cylinder in a corner. If you can, match or contrast them with the cushions so it looks intentional. A trick that works great for me is folding the throw and tucking it under one of the cushions, leaving just a stripe showing, as if it's part of the decor. It adds texture and gives the impression you spent time styling the living room when in reality, it only took 30 seconds. Another thing, if the cushion covers are removable and you have a little more time, you can spray them lightly with water mixed with lavender, vanilla, or your favorite fragrance, then give them a shake. It not only refreshes the room, but when you sit or move them, they release that clean, pleasant scent that lingers in the air. It's a simple detail that makes a space feel super cozy. And if you have cushions or throws that don't match anymore or are badly stained, put them away. Sometimes less is more. It's better to have 2 clean, well-placed cushions than 5 old, messy ones. The key is for the sofa to look tidy, with clean lines and visual balance. This cushion trick not only tidies up the living room but also psychologically conveys calm. When you walk into a house and see a sofa with aligned cushions and a neatly folded throw, it gives the sense of a cared-for home, that everything is under control. And you can achieve that in under 2 minutes. This effect is so powerful, there are even interior design studies that confirm it. Visual order on a sofa improves overall perception of a tidy living room by up to 40%. And it's free. So if you want your home to look clean and ready in half an hour, this step is a must. It's simple, fast, and incredibly high impact. 5th, eliminate kitchen odors. This is one of the oldest and most forgotten tricks that every grandma knew, but nowadays, with so many aerosol air fresheners and pricey diffusers, it's been left behind. And trust me, there's nothing that transforms how a house feels more than the scent that greets you when you walk in. You could have the cleanest house in the world, but if it smells like reheated oil, fried onions, or leftover food, all that cleaning effort falls apart. That's why this secret is non-negotiable. The smell of cooking clings to curtains, fabrics, cushions, wooden furniture, even the walls if you don't ventilate properly. And the problem is that no matter how much you clean, that smell lingers. So here's a foolproof, inexpensive, chemical-free trick. As soon as you finish tidying up and while wiping down surfaces, put half a cup of water in a small pot and add 2 cinnamon sticks or the peels of an orange or a lemon if you prefer a fresher scent. If you have cloves, a star anise, or a splash of vanilla essence, you can add that too. Set the pot over low heat and let it simmer gently. The steam it releases not only scents the air, but also neutralizes heavy kitchen and damp odors. What's wonderful is that this scent isn't invasive or artificial, it's warm, natural, and welcoming. It's the kind of smell that makes you think of a clean home, peaceful afternoons, and a cared-for environment. And you don't need to spend on brand-name air fresheners or electric diffusers. Just use what you already have in your kitchen. An extra tip, if your kitchen connects to the living or dining room, move the pot to the center of your home when you turn off the heat. The residual warmth will continue releasing fragrance as it cools. If you have unscented candles or small tea lights, light one nearby to enhance the cozy atmosphere. Another detail, take advantage of that same steam to wave the pot lid near cushions, curtains, or sofa backs without touching them, just close enough for the vapor to reach them. The fabric will capture a bit of that scent and release it for several hours. Even if you get unexpected visitors and don't have time for a thorough cleaning, this little trick alone can disguise any lingering strong kitchen odors and transform the atmosphere in minutes. And best of all, you'll feel better too. Because there's no more pleasant feeling than being in a house that smells naturally clean, not like aerosol spray. It creates calm, peace, and a sense of order, even if you still have clothes unfolded or dishes drying on the rack. This trick is so effective you can even use it before going to sleep, as it leaves a soft, relaxing atmosphere. And when someone enters your home, instead of smelling leftover food or dampness, they'll be greeted by a warm, homely scent, the kind you don't forget. Undoubtedly, one of the oldest and most effective secrets you should start using again today. 6th, the clean mirror. This step is so simple and so powerful it's often underestimated, but believe me, a dirty mirror gives off a sense of neglect and chaos, even if the rest of the bathroom is tidy. The bathroom mirror doesn't just reflect your image, it reflects the state of your home. It's a sort of quick window into order, because it's the first thing someone sees when entering the bathroom and the last thing before leaving. And you don't need expensive products or special glass cleaners, just some kitchen paper and a splash of alcohol. Why alcohol? Because it dries quickly, leaves no streaks, removes toothpaste stains, water splashes, makeup residue, and dust, and it disinfects. The bathroom is a hot spot for germs even if it looks clean, and wiping it with alcohol eliminates bacteria while leaving a fresh, light scent without heavy perfumes. This mirror gets dirty every day. Sometimes we don't even notice, but with bathroom lighting or natural light, those little splatters show much more than you'd imagine. That's why, even if you don't deep clean the tiles or mop the floor today, give the mirror 1 minute. It's what any guest uses and where neglect shows the most. Take 2 sheets of kitchen paper. Spray alcohol directly onto the paper, not onto the mirror, as it could leave marks if it drips on the frame or wall, and wipe from top to bottom in quick, vertical motions. If you see a stubborn stain, press a bit more on that spot and go over it again. No need to rinse or dry with a cloth, alcohol evaporates instantly. Here's a bonus tip: clean the faucet too. Yes, the small sink tap. Why? Because it often has dry water drops, soap stains, and fingerprints. Just by wiping it with the same alcohol-dampened paper, along with the door handles, you completely change the impression of the bathroom. Another trick: if you have a small air freshener or a bottle of essential oil in the bathroom, place it next to the mirror after cleaning. That way, when someone looks at their reflection, they not only see a clean, clear image but also pick up a subtle fresh scent that completes the sense of care and tidiness. And if you have more than one mirror in your house, prioritize this one. Don't waste time today cleaning the bedroom or hallway mirrors. Just this one. Because it's the one everyone inevitably uses, and where the state of your home is most literally reflected. A clean mirror transforms the whole bathroom. It makes it feel bigger, tidier, more hygienic. And even if you've got a full laundry basket or haven't mopped the floor, the image that mirror returns will speak for you. It's a tiny detail with a disproportionate impact, and the best part, it costs next to nothing and takes just seconds. If you want your home to look clean and tidy in 30 minutes, this is one of those must-do steps you should never skip. 7th, pick up dust in seconds with an old sock. This is one of the oldest, most homemade and effective tricks there is, and I promise it works better than many expensive microfiber cloths or plastic dusters that just scatter the dust around. The key lies in the texture of the sock, which, when slightly dampened, becomes a true dust and lint magnet, without leaving traces or raising particles into the air. And the best part, you probably have a pair of old socks in a drawer waiting to be used. Ideally, use a cotton or blended sock, one that's no longer good because it has a hole or lost its stretch. Slip it on like a glove, covering your entire hand, so you can better control every corner and surface without having to handle a cloth that slips or folds. This way you have total control over your cleaning and can reach places a normal cloth doesn't quite get to, like furniture corners, table legs, blinds, picture frames, or keyboards. Dampen the stocking just a little. It shouldn't drip or be soaking wet, because the idea is to trap dust without leaving moisture behind. You can moisten it with clean water, or, if you want to give it a disinfecting and aromatic touch, use a mixture of water with a few drops of white vinegar or alcohol. This not only picks up dust but also kills bacteria and leaves an immediate feeling of freshness. Start with the most visible surfaces: coffee tables, countertops, low shelves, the TV. The good thing about this method is that it lets you clean around decorations without having to remove them all. You simply run your hand with the stocking between the objects, and that's it. If you come across areas with more dust than expected, you can rotate the stocking in your hand and use a clean section without needing to grab another cloth. But here's the interesting part: use it on blinds too. Those slats tend to collect dust that gets forgotten, and when you open a window or turn on the fan, it gets released into the air. Just run your hand along each slat, one swipe on top and one underneath, and in seconds you'll have clean blinds without taking them down or using any special gadgets. Another key area: baseboards. These spots gather a lot of dust that often goes unnoticed, but makes a home look dirty even if you don't immediately realize it. Run your hand with the stocking along them and you'll see the difference instantly. You can even use it to clean light switches, door handles, and landline phones if you have them, anything that's constantly touched and gets covered in invisible dust. When you're done, simply rinse the stocking, wring it out well, and let it dry for next time. If it's too dirty, toss it without regret, it already did its job. This trick isn't just quick and effective, it lets you clean more precisely than any cloth, because having it like a glove lets you feel the surface and detect dirty spots you might overlook otherwise. Plus, it's cheap, eco-friendly, and gives an immediate sense of visual order. Seriously, try it, you'll see how quickly your home's cleanliness vibe changes. 8th, hide the clutter smartly. This step isn't about being messy, it's about strategy. When you're racing the clock and need your house to look clean and tidy in 30 minutes, you can't afford to meticulously organize everything. But you can and should make a smart move: hide the chaos. It's not about creating more mess, it's about gaining time and visual space. Because, like in the first step, cleaning starts with what you can see. Look around you. Are there loose papers on the table? Toys on the floor? Bags on a chair? Notebooks out of place? Cables? Chargers? Tissues? Makeup? All of that creates visual noise and makes a house feel overwhelming, even if the floor is mopped and surfaces are sparkling. The solution: hide what you can't properly sort right now. Boxes, baskets, drawers, fabric bags, any container works. You need to think like a professional organizer who has just a few minutes before guests arrive. And yes, many of them do exactly this. They gather all loose items and toss them into a chaos box to organize later. The important thing is to clear the visible space. For example, in the living room, loose papers? Into a folder or decorative box. Kids' toys? Into a large basket with a lid, and if it doesn't have one, cover it with a pretty throw. Cables and chargers? Bundle them into a pouch and store it in a drawer or behind a piece of furniture. Bottles, products, or out-of-place items in the kitchen. Group them and pop them into a temporary box under the sink. Later, when you have time, you can take them out and properly put them away. You can even keep an emergency basket, always ready, in a corner of your closet or under a table. When you need to quickly gather everything, just toss the excess inside. No standing there thinking, where does this go? Because there's no time. Anything without an immediate spot goes into the basket. Period. And here's an extra tip: if you have kids or a partner at home, give them a mini mission. Hand them their own box or bag and ask them to gather up their things. That way they pitch in, and you win precious minutes while bringing order to the rest of the house. Now, very important, everything you temporarily store should go in closed or hidden spots. Drawers, boxes with lids, cabinets, decorative baskets. The trick is for the space to look visually clean and harmonious. Even if it's a mess inside, from the outside it looks perfect. And that's what matters when you're in a hurry. It's not about piling up hidden mess. It's about creating an immediate visual sense of order that lets you breathe, welcome someone, record a video, or simply feel that your house is under control. Later, when you have a free moment, you can open that chaos box and decide what stays, what gets tossed, and what gets organized. Hiding clutter is a domestic survival technique. And no, it's not cheating. It's understanding that visual order is a powerful tool for mental peace. Because sometimes, what we need isn't perfection. It's breathing room to keep going. 9th, the deceptive floor. This is a trick we often overlook, but it has a huge visual and sensory impact. When someone walks into a house, the first thing they step on is the floor, and whether we realize it or not, a clean or dirty floor influences the entire feel of the space. But we know that sweeping and mopping properly takes time, and when you're in a rush, it's just not an option. Here's where the deceptive floor comes in. It's not about deep cleaning, it's about giving a quick, effective impression of cleanliness. How? With a microfiber mop, or if you don't have one, a clean towel slightly dampened. Run the mop or towel just over the areas where you walk the most: the entrance, living room, kitchen, hallways. You don't need to cover the whole house, just the visible, high-traffic spots. The mop picks up dust, hair, crumbs, and many tiny stains you don't even see at first glance, but which greatly affect the overall sense of cleanliness. If you're using a damp towel, don't soak it too much. You don't want the floor to be slippery or wet. Just a bit of moisture is enough to lift dust and drag away surface stains. You can also give it a little extra. Add a few drops of a multi-purpose cleaner or a bit of vinegar to the water you use to dampen the towel or mop. This helps eliminate bacteria and leaves a light, fresh scent that instantly creates a feeling of cleanliness. Smell matters a lot. A floor that smells good automatically feels cleaner. In extreme cases, when you don't even have time for that, quickly run a dry towel or microfiber duster over the visible dust. Even if it's not perfect, it makes a noticeable difference. This fake clean floor trick is especially useful if you're expecting guests or want to record a video to show your home without spending hours cleaning. People don't crouch down to inspect the corners, they notice the shine and absence of dirt at a glance and with their feet. And if there's a nice scent too, even better. So, remember, don't aim for perfection today, aim for quick visual and sensory impact. Running a mop or a damp towel over key areas takes less than 5 minutes, and it can completely change the sense of cleanliness in your home. Tomorrow, when you have time, you'll sweep and mop properly. But today, with this trick, your floor will look clean and fresh, and that's exactly what you need to feel like the house is under control and ready for any visitor or special moment. 10th, tidy up the entryway. The entrance to your home is like the cover of a book. It's the first impression you, your family, and any guests will get. That's why, even if you only have 30 minutes to tidy up the whole house, spending a couple of minutes on this space completely changes how everything else is perceived. When the entryway is clean and organized, the mind automatically associates that sense of order and cleanliness with the rest of the home, even if there's still work to do inside. Start with the doormat. It's often full of dust, dirt, or crumbs that get tracked in from the street. Just shake it out outside or in the yard, and give it a few pats to remove built-up dirt. If you have an old or very dirty doormat, it might be a good time to replace it or give it a quick wash with soap and water if you have the time. Then, focus on the shoes. Shoes lying around instantly create visual clutter and a sense of chaos. Neatly place them in a shoe rack or in a specific corner so they're not scattered everywhere. If you don't have a shoe rack, use a basket or a box where they can stay together, but always avoid leaving them spread out at the entrance. Now, clear off any surfaces where papers, mail, keys, or other random objects might have piled up. Wipe down that table or shelf with a damp cloth to remove dust and dirt. The key is to make everything look clear, clean, and organized. If you don't have time to properly sort those papers, use the hide the mess trick by putting them in a box or temporary folder. Finally, add a small touch to bring life and freshness to the entrance: a mild air freshener, an essential oil diffuser, or a lit scented candle. Scent is powerful for creating a welcoming, clean home feeling. Just make sure it's a pleasant scent for everyone in the house, nothing too strong or artificial. This little ritual of tidying up the entryway not only improves the appearance, but also creates an atmosphere that invites you to enter with a good mood and a sense of calm. When you arrive home and the entrance is clean and tidy, your brain receives the signal that this is a safe, cared-for place, which reduces stress and helps you relax. So even if you have 1,000 things to do, don't skip the entryway. It's your cover letter and your daily welcome. A few minutes there will make all the effort you put into the rest of the house worth more, because everything already starts off on the right foot. 11th, always put on music. Playing music while you clean is much more than simple background noise. It's a powerful tool that can completely transform your energy, your mood, and how efficiently you get your housework done. When you decide to turn on your favorite song, especially one that's cheerful, upbeat, and makes you want to move your feet, something instantly shifts inside you. It's not just about entertainment, it activates your body and mind. Fast, positive music stimulates the release of endorphins, those hormones that create feelings of happiness and motivation. This helps you stop seeing cleaning as a heavy, boring chore and turn it into something dynamic and even fun. With that energy, you automatically clean faster, move more easily and with less reluctance, and the best part is that good feeling lingers even after you're done. Plus, music helps create a nicer atmosphere throughout the house. When a melody you love is playing, the space feels livelier and less stressful, which also influences how you perceive your environment. Suddenly, cleaning no longer feels like just removing dirt. It's about preparing a space where you want to be, a space that inspires and calms you. A practical tip is to prepare a cleaning playlist in advance, filled with songs that have an energetic beat, positive lyrics, and make you feel good. You can mix classic mood boosters with current hits you love. That way, you won't waste time looking for music. When you start cleaning, you just hit play and shift into action mode. Another advantage of music is that it helps maintain rhythm and focus. Often when we clean, we get distracted or tired quickly. But with music, especially songs with a steady tempo, your body syncs up with the beat, almost like you're dancing and cleaning at the same time. This reduces fatigue and boosts your productivity. If there are children or family members at home, playing music can also be an incentive for them to join the cleaning, turning it into a fun group activity instead of a tedious task for just one person. You can sing, dance, and clean together, which also strengthens bonds and the sense of teamwork. Even if you're recording a video, making a call, or just want to feel good in your home, music is the perfect companion. It helps you maintain a positive, focused attitude, which reflects in how you clean and organize. Finally, music is free, it doesn't require extra effort, and it works in any space: the kitchen, living room, bathroom, or even the patio. You just need your phone, a speaker, or any device you have on hand. So, no matter how tired you are, never underestimate the power of a good song to make those 30 minutes of cleaning fly by and turn them into a moment of joy and personal accomplishment. In short, playing music isn't a luxury or a distraction, it's a high-impact, affordable, and practical secret to making cleaning faster, easier, and more enjoyable. So before you start, pick your favorite songs, turn them up, and let yourself get carried away. Your home and your mood will thank you for it. With these 11 secrets, you now have the perfect formula in your hands to transform your home in just 30 minutes. You don't need to spend money on expensive cleaning products or spend endless hours trying to leave everything spotless. It's not about being a perfectionist or doing everything at once either. What truly matters is being organized, having a clear intention, and knowing where to start to maximize every minute you invest. Each of these tricks is designed so you can act quickly, without complications, and with materials you probably already have at home. From using your eyes to eliminate visual clutter to the power of music to boost your energy, it all works because it's built to give you visible, satisfying results without feeling like you spent hours and hours cleaning. The key is to be strategic. Open the windows to air out and refresh the house, clean only what's visible and has the most impact, hide what you don't have time to properly sort out, and take advantage of small details like arranging the cushions or polishing the mirror, things that instantly make the house look tidy and welcoming. Don't underestimate the power of small gestures: a pot of cinnamon boiling to clear bad odors, a shaken doormat, or a damp cloth to trick the floor into looking fresh. Every little thing adds up to make your home greet everyone with its best face, including yourself. If you'd like me to keep sharing more practical, effective, and budget-friendly tips for everyday life at home, subscribe to this channel right now. That way you won't miss a single video and you'll be able to become the go-to expert for cleaning and organizing your home without wasting time or overspending. And before you go, tell me in the comments which one of these secrets you like the most or which one you're going to try first. I love reading about your experiences and finding out what works best for you, so I can keep helping you with useful, real-world content. Remember, cleaning and tidying up doesn't have to be a burden, it's an opportunity to create a space that makes you feel good, comfortable, and happy. And with these quick secrets, you can do it without stress or complications. See you in the next video.